Okay, this video is for my Calculus 1 class, and we're doing antiderivatives, and I've done videos for all the evens, and this is my third video, I think, and I'm at 32. So this is our problem. We have f double prime of t is equal to 3 over radical t, which is our second derivative, and they gave us this information that f of 4 is 20 and f prime of 4 is 7. So with that information, as we go backwards and find our original function f of t, that I can actually find out what c stands for. So let's do the first one. So if I'm going to do f, first of all, I'm going to rewrite this before I go any further. So f double prime of t, I'm going to write it as 3t to the negative 1/2. So if I write it like this, it makes it easier for me to do my antiderivatives of the power function. So f prime of t. So I'm going to add 1. So when I add 1, I'm going to do this just because it's negative. It comes out to be a positive 1/2. And then I multiply the reciprocal by the 3. It's going to be 6t to the 1/2. I don't usually show you this, but it's a negative and I wanted to make sure, plus our constant c. Now I'm going to come up here to the f prime of 4 equals 7, and I'm actually going to do that. So f prime of 4 equals 6 times 4 raised to the half plus c, and that equals 7. Well, I know 4 raised to the half is the square root of 4, so that's 2. So 6 times 2 is 12 plus c equals 7. So c is going to equal negative 5. So I actually come out with my f prime of t being where are we? Right here. You can write it as radical t if you want, but I'm going to do 6t to the 1/2 minus 5. So there's our f prime of t. Okay? So that's t raised to the 1/2, by the way. Okay? Now I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to use this information here. So I should actually change this and make this blue. So I'm going to do my original function. So I'm going to use f of 4 is 20 when I get done. But first I have to do, my antiderivative of f prime of t. So let's do that. So I have f of t is, I'm going to add 1, so that turns to 3/2. And then I'm going to multiply this by 2/3, so I get 4t to the 3/2 minus 5t plus c. Now I'm going to go use that f of 4 is 20. So f of 4 is going to be 4 times 4 raised to the 3/2 minus 5 times 4 plus c, and it's going to equal 20. So when I do all this, this is a negative 20. This comes out to be 32. I'm going to put in my calculator, minus 20 plus c equals 20. And when I go through and move everything to the other side, I get c to be 8. So now I have my original function is f of t is 4t to the 3/2 minus 5t plus 8. So I hope you're getting better with your fractions and everything. The next one I'm going to do is 34. And if you want it, you can shut this off, try it yourself, and then see how good you do. So here's 34. I like doing 34 because it has exponential functions in there and trig functions. So it kind of helps you get better at this. So here's my second derivative. F double prime of t is equal to 2e to the t. So there's my exponential function, plus 3 sine t. So there's my trigonometric function. They tell me f of 0 is 0. And they told me f of pi is 0. Okay, so I look at this and I'm going to go through here and do my first derivative. So they gave us both of the original functions, so you'll hear me like kind of hesitate. So let's go through and do this. One's a little bit different. So I'm going to do f prime of t equals, so when I do the antiderivative, e to the t, it's still e to the t, so it's going to be 2e to the t minus 3, because the antiderivative sign is negative cosine, so it turns this negative, plus c. Okay? Now, they didn't give us any information for the first derivative, so I got to keep going. So now I'm going to do the next one, f of t is going to be, again, 2e to the t, because the antiderivative of e to the t is itself, and the 2 stays there. Now, the antiderivative of cosine is sine, so this goes to negative 3 sine t, so the sine stays negative, plus CT, because that's, I don't know what it is yet, okay, plus D. There. Now I've got it done. Now let's look at some of the information they gave us. So first of all, I know f of 0 is 0. So we're going to use this first one right here. So f of 0 is going to be 2e to the 0 minus 3 times the sine of 0, okay, plus c times 0 plus d equals 0. So when I go through and do all this, this is 2 minus, and 3 times 0 is 0, plus c times 0 is 0, plus d equals 0. So when I move this all over here, I get d to be negative 2. So I found that. So now I have, ready, f of t, so I can plug that in at least for the d, is going to be 2e to the t minus 3 sine t plus ct, which I don't know what that is, minus 2. So I'm getting there. So I'm going to change the color here to purple. Now I'm going to use the other information. So I'm going to use this one right here. F of pi is 0. See if that helps us. So now let's try f of pi. So I have f of pi is equal to 2e to the pi, okay, minus 3 sine of pi plus c times pi minus 2, and it equals 0. Okay, so I look at this and I go, well, the sine of pi is 0. So this whole term in here is 0. I have 2e to the pi here. Okay, so, and then I have plus c times pi, and minus 2 equals 0. So we're going to kind of move everything over. So I'm going to move the 2e to the pi over, the 2 over. So I have c pi equals 2 minus 2e to the pi. I know this looks ugly. And then I'm going to divide by pi. So c is going to equal 2 minus 2e to the pi all over pi. That literally is my c. And I know it's ugly. It's okay. So in the C spot, I'm actually going to put that. So I'm going to come all the way back. See this blue one right here? In the C spot, I'm going to put this really ugly thing we just found. Seriously, that's all we do. Oops, I forgot the e to the pi. It has to go together. Let's try that again. The whole thing, I didn't have the pi in there. So ready? So finally, dun-da-da-da, f of t equals 2e to the t minus 3 sine t plus 2 minus 2e to the pi all over pi, okay, t. See, it's in this spot right here, minus 2. Now, that's ugly. That's severely ugly, but that's our answer. So that's number 34. I'll be doing another video to finish this off.